What's going on? You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports. We're getting ready now to get into our NFL playoff picture. We're going to go from the NFC, and then we're going to go to the AFC. We're going to break it all down for you right now here. Mitchell Renz and Tom Downey. All right, we got a new number 1 seed, the New Orleans Saints.
We're like 2 weeks away, or removed, I should say, from the Saints having not been technically in the playoff picture.
Yep.
They were on the outside looking in due to tiebreakers. Now the Saints are number 1. The Seahawks fall to number 2. And the Packers stay at number 3. So the reason why the Saints are in the number 1 spot is they win the tiebreaker based on best win percentage in conference games. They're 5-1. Then Seattle takes the same tiebreaker over Green Bay. They're 4-1 in conference games. Green Bay, meanwhile, is 5-2. Your wild card teams right now are the Bucs, the Cardinals, and the Rams. And the Bears and Niners are the teams that we will mention, at least for now, as being in the hunt.
All right, let's now go to the AFC, Tom, where this one, I mean, this is going to be a lot closer, I think, especially in the wild card, because there's so many teams that are sitting there battling it out right now. You can see the Raiders, the Dolphins, Browns, Colts, all sitting there at 5-3. The Steelers, they are continuing to be the only team that's undefeated. Do you think that they're going to be able to still edge it out over the Chiefs?
I don't know. It's going to come down really close. I think the Chiefs will probably drop a game down the stretch, but I think the Steelers will as well. But the number 1 seed carries more importance this year.
Yes.
There's only one bye. And historically speaking, a team with the bye always had a better chance of making it to the Super Bowl. That's how the odds played out. The extra rest helped, and often because those are normally the better football teams. But the bye means more this year. It's kind of like the SEC. So that Chiefs-Steelers and even Bills-Titans race for it is going to be important.
So make sure you guys are staying up to date on everything going on in the NFL, and we're the channel to make you do that. Go ahead, hit that big red button that says subscribe. If you're colorblind, it might look a little gray. If you are subbed, hey, type sub down there in the comments. We love seeing the people that support us here. We are able to keep the show 100% free. We intend to continue to keep it for free. We have over 200,000 subscribers, but we do appreciate everyone that always watches our live shows as well. Go ahead, subscribe, and for everyone that is subbed, take that link that you see below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Send it to some friends. Continue to grow the Chat Sports family. All right, let's go to the Steelers now, the number 1 seed, Tom.
I'm going to go kind of rapid fire through all of these teams here. I am concerned about Pittsburgh because of their offense. The points per game look great. They're 5th. But the yards per game kind of indicate a root problem with this team, and you saw it against the Cowboys. The run game hasn't been great this year. It's been inconsistent. And Big Ben, he's not the same. I mean, you saw the offense. Quick strike passing attack. The Big Ben has like 3 games of the shortest time to throw in the NFL this season because he can't go downfield anymore. So that's concerning for me. Now, look, they're a good football team. Don't get me wrong. That's why they're the number 1 seed. But I think there's a reason why the Chiefs are viewed as maybe the better favorite here.
Well, I mean, they got Patrick Mahomes. They got that elite offense. And I think one of the reasons why they took that step last year is because the defense started to play well. And, I mean, we've seen some good flashes from this defense here. But right now, the Kansas City Chiefs, they are the number 2 seed. They're only lost to the Raiders, who they're going to have to battle the Raiders in Week 11 again.
Coming off the bye, though.
Yeah, coming off the bye. So make your pick here. Let us know who is the best team in the National Football League. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So for every single person that watches this video, go down in the comments section, reply to the pinned tweet, who's the best team in the NFL. Let's go to the 3 seed now here in the AFC, the Buffalo Bills.
Which Buffalo Bills team are we going to get any given week?
I have no idea.
Are we getting elite MVP caliber Josh Allen? Or like, oh, that's why NFL draft nerds didn't like him that much coming out of Wyoming, Josh Allen. We saw great Josh Allen against Seattle. Can't wait to see which one we get against Arizona. But if he gets hot in the postseason, Bills are a good football team.
Speaking of getting hot in the postseason, this team got really hot in the postseason last year. The Tennessee Titans, and they're the proof that all you got to do is get in. Derrick Henry was running like a madman. Heck, Ryan Tannehill was passing the football all over the field. But there is a big game this upcoming week between the Titans and the Colts that have major, major playoff implications on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, this is the Thursday Night Football matchup. Colts going on the road as we film this right now. Tennessee is a 2-point favorite at home. The winner of this game would take control, at least for the time being, in the AFC South. And this division will come down to, matchups down the road, of course, for both of these teams. But this is an actual good Thursday night game.
I'm excited. It's definitely a lot better than the Monday night game, that's for sure. So who you got? Type T for the Titans, type C for the Indianapolis Colts. You, I believe, are going to go with the Titans.
I'm going to go Titans.
I'm going to go with the Colts here.
Okay, I like it.
I'm going to be a little bit different, but I also like that offensive line a ton, and I like that defense a lot more. But either way, I do think it's going to be a very close game. The number 5 seed, the Baltimore Ravens. Let's talk about some of these wild card teams. I think that there is a clear-cut best wild card team, and it's the Baltimore Ravens.
I completely agree. So the Ravens are kind of in a different boat than the other 4 teams that I'm going to spend some time here discussing on with the AFC. They're 6-2. There's no tiebreaker here for the Ravens. I still believe in this team, but there's some consistency issues that they have to find a way to kind of figure out. So I think they can get there. They, of course, are just not there right now.
The 6th seed, the Las Vegas Raiders, coming off a nail-biting win over the Chargers this past week, 31-26. You're seeing an offense that can move the football, especially when Henry Ruggs has been healthy. One of the best offenses, I'll say, in the league. But then you got the defense, one of the worst defenses in the National Football League. Can't really find an answer there. Paul Gunther's got a lot of question marks. But for this Raiders team, you got to feel good. But I don't know if they can make a deep playoff run because of that defense. Let's go to the 7th seed here, the Miami Dolphins, who that defense, Tom, has been really good.
Yeah, as you've seen, there's a lot of 5-3 teams here, so give me a second to break all this down and why the tiebreakers play out as they do. The Raiders are 6 because they have the best win percentage in conference games between the Browns, the Colts, the Dolphins, and, of course, themselves. The Dolphins are 7 because they win a tiebreaker over Cleveland based on strength of victory, the often underutilized tiebreaker, and then they win a tiebreaker over the Colts based on best win percentage in conference games. That leaves the Dolphins then as Dolphins at 7, and then the Browns as the next team in here based on the head-to-head win they had over the Indianapolis Colts. So the AFC right now is in a very unique situation.
It's going to be fun to watch.
Where they have 4 teams fighting for what could be 2 playoff spots, with the Colts also in the mix here, with 5 wins. We're on the same page here that the Ravens are kind of the obvious, okay, they're going to make the postseason.
They're going to get in.
So then you can pick 2 here, Mitch.
Okay.
2 teams with the extra wild card spot added. Who gets in?
For me, I mean, I'm going to go with the Raiders. They've already beaten the Browns, and the Raiders also play the Dolphins and the Colts. I think they win at least one of those. The other team I'm going to go with, I'm actually going to go with Indy, just because I think they're the more complete football team. Dolphins, they have a tough schedule down the stretch. But, hey, you guys can disagree with me. Let me know. Pick 2 teams here to make the playoffs. Type LV for the Raiders, type MIA for the Miami Dolphins, type CLE for the Browns, or type IND.
Andor
IND for the Indianapolis Colts. We do got a special jersey deal going on right now. All you got to do to get it is go to chatsports.com/jersey deal. You're going to see a bunch of NFL jerseys come across your screen that are all Nike, that are under $80. Look at that color rush one from the Raiders. I've been
sleek.
I've been looking for that one. They also got the new jerseys as well for the Rams. You got Kyler Murray, tons of NFL teams, tons of NFL players, hundreds of jerseys available for y'all at that link, chatsports.com/jersey deal. We're going to put that in the comments and in the description.
Yes, sir.
It also goes up to, they got big sizes as well. So the big, extra tall, super comfortable, machine washable, as you guys all know. Go ahead, take advantage of the deal. They're not going to last forever. All right, Tom, let's get in now to the NFC playoff picture.
The Saints, who were like 2 weeks ago technically on the outside looking in, they're now at number 1. They get the tiebreaker over the Seahawks and the Packers thanks to best win percentage in conference games. The Seahawks were number 1. They could have stayed number 1, and then they lost to the Buffalo Bills. Now the NFC's in a fun position where they got 3 teams right now with only 2 losses. And remember, only 1 bye. That's going to matter a lot here. And the Seahawks, by the way, still in the midst of their, I think, tougher part of their schedule.
Yeah, and I mean, they got a pretty tough game in Week 10 going up against the Rams, who you see all these NFC West games. They are really, really tough to be able to decipher who's going to end up winning or losing. The over-under in this one is 55.5, and right now it's just a straight-up pick-em.
It actually opened as the Rams' favorites. It was betted back down to a pick-em. I think that line's going to move throughout the week, so just keep that in mind.
So who do you guys think wins this Week 10 matchup? Type S for the Seahawks, type R for the Rams. I understand the Seahawks are coming off a rough 44-34 loss over the Bills, but I still think this is the best team in this division. I'm going to type my S for the Seahawks.
I'm going to go Seahawks too, but that defense gives me a lot of pause, man.
Let's go now to the number 3 seed, the Green Bay Packers.
Hey, they should win back-to-back games because they had the Jags this week. So
should
they kind of had a bit of a rough patch in the middle here, and this should be a bit of a get-right appearance for them. So I am excited to see what ends up happening to this Green Bay Packers team. I like where they're at overall. There's still a little bit of inconsistency, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They cannot stop the run. So Jacksonville will have some success there, but I think they'll find a way to win.
So try to look into your crystal ball. Every single person watching right now on Chat Sports, who will get the number 1 seed in the NFC? I
might be back on the Saints train.
I don't know
if I got off it too quickly. I don't know.
I'm going to probably go either with the Saints or the Seahawks. I know it's not the sexy pick, but maybe also go with Green Bay for the simple fact that I don't really think the Bears have any chance anymore in that division.
Yeah, the Bears have really fallen off. That offense is bad.
I'll tell you one team it's not going to be. Nobody from the NFC East, that's for sure. And the Eagles, number 4 seed, which is just a disgrace to football.
They got the Giants coming up. All they have to do, Mitch, is win the game. They're at 500. Well, I guess technically kind of also not whatever. We'll call it 500. 4-1. They should win this game, take a stranglehold on the NFC East, win like 3 or 4 more games, and get a home game in the postseason. And who knows what'll happen at that point.
Let's go to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 5 seed, the team that I thought I knew who they were, but no, they got whooped this past week.
Yeah, that was a rough showing by Tampa. Defense is still good. Don't let the rise in points per game fool you, because the Saints were set up with some good field position, because that sounds like last year, huh? I think they'll be okay. I'm not going to panic on Tampa Bay quite yet, but they now have a much tougher path to getting the NFC South because they've lost both games head-to-head. That's like an extra game advantage for the Saints.
Another team that lost this past week, the Arizona Cardinals. They're still the 6th seed, though, at 5-3. A rough loss against Miami, 34-31. Talk to me here as the 6th seed.
Cardinals have the same record as the LA Rams. They win the tiebreaker here based on the best win percentage within division games. The Cardinals are 2-0. The Rams were actually 0-1. The schedule, though, doesn't get easier this week for the Arizona Cardinals. The allegedly better AFC East team, as they have to go take them on here.
Well, it depends what kind of Bills team you're going to get. Are you going to get the good Josh Allen? You're going to get the bad Josh Allen?
Probably good Josh Allen.
But right now, Buffalo, the 2-point favorites. Arizona, though, over-under in this one is 56 points. You know what we do here at Chat Sports? We want you guys to be interacting with us. So get your votes in here. Who you got? Type C for the Cardinals. Type B for the Buffalo Bills. I guess I got to say Buffalo. I mean, they played so dang well this past week against Seattle. I'm going to go Buffalo.
The snip-snap of Buffalo, I'll go with the Bills as well in this one.
All right, let's go to the Rams now, the 7th seed.
They were on bye last week, and the defense, I think, actually under the radar has been legit this year. Like, surprisingly very, very good.
That's what happens when you have Aaron Donald.
The offense has moved the ball well. They haven't scored very well, though, which I often believe is an indication that they're just not that great. That the quarterback isn't that great. So I think that might be the main concern for the LA Rams is Jared Goff going to be enough? We'll see if that ends up happening. He's always been a little bit better early and worse late. I still think they're in good position to be a playoff team. You know, the Bears and Niners are behind them, and those teams just don't look that good right now. So we'll see what ends up happening for this final wild card spot, or I guess maybe final 2 wild card spots. But I mean, are you buying the Bears or Niners or heck even the Lions or Vikings?
You can't buy the Bears right now. That offense is unable to move the football. I feel like if they had 8 to maybe 10 quarters, I still don't know if they'd put up 20 points. And the 49ers, if they were fully healthy, sure, but they're not going to have Jimmy G, no George Kittle. That defense is banged up, so I think we know who's going to be making it in the NFC.